Let's go.
Steve Fox, the British boxer, is totally centered around tuning into the opponent's rhythm and landing well-timed counter hits. Despite this, he's quite the versatile character, capable of both rushing the opponent down and smothering them with powerful strings like left-right-left, which comes from a jab and is all guaranteed on counter hit. Peppering in quick, annoying low pokes, especially from peekaboo stance, or just playing the long, slow game by running away and putting up shields. Flicker stance allows Steve to drastically reduce the recovery on some key moves, especially the notorious quick hook, which really stings on counter hit. Bullseye! Rocket launcher is another important move that's made safe through Flicker. This is a long-range mid and one of the best heat engagers in Tekken 8. Duck cancelling can also be used to reduce recovery and mix up the timing on other key moves such as left uppercut, Steve's main mid poke, and crescent hook, a fast mid that gives follow-ups on counter hit. This all allows Steve to score big damage at minimal risk. As a boxer, Steve doesn't kick. Instead, his kick buttons are dedicated to special weaves and sways, making him very tricky to pin down and pressure. He can also use ducks and the albatross spin to close the gap quickly, with the threat of cyclone punch behind it, another powerful heat engager. Steve's main weakness is how much he struggles to launch opponents without a counter hit. This means his whiff and block punishment for highly unsafe moves is unquestionably the worst in the game. Having said that, Sonic Fang and Wild Man are both incredibly quick and highly reliable punishers. In Heat, Steve's ability to smother the opponent with blows while slipping in quick low pokes becomes incredibly dangerous. Each strike deals chip damage, and low pokes take a little bit of recoverable health off as well. Steve also gains an enhanced duck, which closes the gap very quickly. Unfortunately, this can't be cancelled into like a regular duck. This buffs the mids from duck to their more powerful blue spark versions, and also allows Steve to go into two-faced, a clinch where if the opponent doesn't guess the correct break, allows Steve to land enormous damage from a throw. Steve's Heat Smash, Brett Wilder, is a fast mid-hit throw that gives Steve an advantage on block and leaves him in his new stance, the ferocious Lionheart, which starts auto-parrying mids into two-faced when in heat, which means challenging Steve can be very risky even if he's at a disadvantage. Steve retains his core identity as a counter-hit specialist, and given how counter-hits have generally been weakened in Tekken 8, this makes him even more unique. His ability to punish highly unsafe moves is even worse than before, with Body Bomb not knocking down anymore, instead guaranteeing a Sonic Fang on hit. Across the board, there's less guaranteed damage for Steve. Crescent Hook, for example, no longer results in a full combo walled behind an execution barrier, and Foot Stomp to right hook no longer guarantees any free hits. Instead, it leaves Steve at an advantage and in Lionheart, a new stance which forces the opponent to guess between Vigilante Blow, a safe tracking mid-heat engager, and Swing Fire Advance, a guard break that guarantees a straight body or Cromwell combination, which is particularly scary near the wall, since it can re-loop into Foot Stomp. Don't overuse this though, since Swing Fire Advance is a high. For people who want to duck this, Steve has Bloodhound, a mid-launcher, though do be careful as this can be punished on block. This is best used after Out Fox, a big evasive backstep that leaves Steve in Lionheart. Take care though, since Steve can't block while he's shuffling around, and the only way to exit this stance is by either committing to a move or movement option assigned to one of the kick buttons, so it is quite committal. This creates a fun little minigame though to test the speed of your duck cancels. How many overhears can you get in a single round?
Over here! Over here! Over here!
Lionheart, somewhat appropriately, lies at the heart of the changes for Steve in Tekken 8, and he has a lot of ways to get into it for both pressure and combos, such as his new tracking move, Bounty Hunter, which guarantees a vigilante blow on counter hit, and Nighthawk, a new Punisher from Crouch. Perhaps the most important transition, though, is from Hawk Scoop combo, which is now a natural combo mid-high. The general mind game with Lionheart transitions starting from a high is that if the opponent blocks it, you can evade their fast linear attacks. If they commit to a slower move, you can outpunch them with Vigilante Blow, and if they block, you break their guard with Swing Fire Advance. On hit, it's more of a simple 50-50 between strike and guard break in Steve's favor, strategically accumulating chip damage and then cashing in with his arsenal of annoying low pokes is also a big part of Steve's game now. As mentioned previously, he can quickly rack up white damage when heated up, but moves like Eraser, Fly Swatter, and Punisher are also very effective when out of heat. Steve's identity as a counter-hit specialist has been further reinforced in Tekken 8. Tools like left-right-left and quick hook stand out even more in a game where many generic counter-hit tools have been removed. Steve retains his core identity as a death by 1000 cuts character, always seeking to make opponents overextend into a counter-hit for big damage. Concurrently, Steve's core weakness has also been further emphasized. He basically lacks any kind of launching punishers from standing now. Despite having very defined strengths and weaknesses, Steve is still a versatile character, capable of adapting to many different playstyles. A swarmer, slugger, outboxer, and counterpuncher all rolled into one. Steve is the ultimate representation of boxing in video games. So if you're a fan of the sweet science, then glove up with the gov. Friends, thank you for watching. A massive shout out to our patrons. For just $1 a month, you can help support this channel and gain early access to upcoming videos. Up next is the Blood Talon, Hwoarang.